Hi, everyone. When many people hear the word fungi, they immediately think of mushrooms. But fungi are much more diverse and much more important than most people realize. Fungi help bread rise, help produce beer, and are responsible for many important foods. Some fungi produce antibiotics like penicillin. Others cause disease such as athlete's foot or yeast infections. Fungi are also some of the most important decomposers on Earth. What makes fungi especially interesting is that this single group of organisms include organisms that can be helpful, harmful, microscopic, or enormous. Today, we're going to explore what fungi are, how they grow, and why they are so successful in nature. By the end of this module, you should be able to identify major structural features of fungi, compare yeast, molds, and dimorphic fungi, and explain why fungal spores and fungal diseases matter. Fungi are eukaryotic organisms, meaning their cells contain a nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Unlike plants, fungi do not carry out photosynthesis. Instead, fungi are heterotrophs that absorb nutrients from their environment. They release digestive enzymes outside the cell, break down organic matter, and then absorb the smaller molecules. Another important feature is that fungal cell walls contain chitin, which is different from the cellulose found in plant cell walls. Chitin is also found in the exoskeletons of insects and crustaceans. Most fungi are multicellular, although some, such as yeast, exist as single cells. Fungi play a major ecological role because they help decompose dead organic matter and recycle nutrients through ecosystems. Fungi are incredibly successful organisms because of the way they grow and acquire nutrients. Most fungi grow as branching filaments that spread through their environment. This growth pattern creates a huge surface area for nutrient absorption. Instead of eating food internally like animals, fungi absorb nutrients directly from their surroundings. Fungi can grow through soil, wood, food, plant tissue, and even living organisms. They are also very effective decomposers, capable of breaking down complex organic materials that many organisms cannot digest efficiently. Another major advantage is spore production. Spores allow fungi to spread easily through the air, water, and contact while surviving harsh environmental conditions. Because of these traits, fungi are found almost everywhere on Earth. Fungi can exist in several different growth forms. Yeast are unicellular fungi. They exist as individual cells and commonly reproduce through budding. Many yeast are important in food production and fermentation. Molds are multicellular fungi that grow as long filaments. The fuzzy appearance is what most people recognize as mold growing on food. Some fungi are dimorphic, meaning they can switch between yeast-like and mold-like forms, depending on environmental conditions such as temperature. This is especially important medically because many pathogenic fungi are dimorphic. Their ability to change can help them survive in different environments, including inside the human body. The filamentous structures that make up molds are called hyphae. Each hypha is a long branching tube that grows through the environment while absorbing nutrients. As hyphae branch and spread, they form an interconnected network called mycelium. The mycelium is the main body of the fungus. This organization gives fungi a tremendous absorptive advantage. Additionally, these mycelium can form cords that are larger forms of the hyphae that extend through the soil. This organization, sorry, if you see mold spreading across bread or fruit, most of what you are seeing is actually fungal mycelium. Not all hyphae are organized the same way. Septate hyphae contain internal cross walls called septa. These septa divide the filament into compartments that appear somewhat like individual connected cells. Aseptate hyphae lack these internal divisions. Instead, they form long continuous tubes containing many nuclei within a shared cytoplasm. Both forms are effective for nutrient transport and growth, but these structural differences are useful in fungal classification and identification. In the images, you can compare the compartmentalized appearance of septate hyphae with the continuous appearance of aseptate hyphae. Fungi reproduce and spread using spores. Spores are lightweight reproductive structures that can travel through air, water, or physical contact. Some spores are produced asexually through mitosis. These spores are genetically similar to the parent fungus and allow rapid reproduction. Other spores are produced sexually through meiosis, which increases genetic variation. Spores are one reason fungi are so widespread. They can disperse long distances and often survive harsh environmental conditions until they encounter favorable environments for growth. Fungi have enormous impacts on ecosystems, medicine, agriculture, and everyday life. Ecologically, fungi are among the most important decomposers on Earth. They recycle nutrients by breaking down dead organic matter. Humans also use fungi in many beneficial ways. Fungi are involved in food production, fermentation, and the production of antibiotics such as penicillin. However, fungi can also cause disease. Some infect plants, while others infect humans and animals. Certain fungi produce toxins called mycotoxins or trigger allergic reactions. So fungi can be beneficial, harmful, or both, depending on the context. Today, we introduced the major characteristics of fungi. We discussed how fungi are absorptive, eukaryotes that commonly grow as branching filaments called hyphae. These hyphae form networks called mycelia that help fungi efficiently absorb nutrients from their environment. We also examined different fungal forms, including yeasts, molds, and dimorphic fungi. And we discussed how fungi reproduce using spores. Finally, we explored why fungi are environmentally and medically important organisms. In the next lecture, we'll continue exploring microbial diversity and the different strategies microorganisms use to survive and interact with their environments. With that, thank you for attending this lecture and see you at the next one.